Hello everyone, my name is Paul Gutka. Welcome back to CodeKaroYaaro, India's first online school of computer science. And in this tutorial, we are going to learn how to make a game, multiplayer game. There will be two players in the game and we are going to make a math race game. So let's see how we are going to do that. Let's get started. So first of all, you have to open Scratch. So just go to the Google and search for Scratch. Open the very first link, Scratch Imagine Program Share. Click on Create for the new project. Okay, so this is our new project and we are going to learn how to make a math race game with two players. So first of all, you need to make a background. Okay, so we are going to go to backdrop and click on the paint option. Okay, so first of all, we are going to make a good background here. I'm going to make a banner of my game like this, and I'm going to write there what my game is all about. So I'm going to change the color to black. When you just choose the T option, make sure you change the color. Okay, so I'm going to write here math race, and then I'm going to give it some information like give some correct answers to win. So I'm just going to arrange this properly so that it fits my screen. Yeah, I think this is perfect. Now I'm going to choose my two players. Okay, so I'm going to go to choose a sprite. I want my two players. So I can choose any player. It can be Abby. First one I'll choose is Abby. Second one I'll go to the people and I'll see which sprite I like. I think it's Denny. Okay, so I'm going to choose these two sprites. I'm going to make them a little bit smaller because I need to fit them in my screen. So make sure you change the size to 50. So this is my Abby player 1. This is my player 2. I think I need to make Danny a little bit more smaller. Okay, Danny and Abby. Now I'm going to create a finishing line. Okay, and I'm going to create a background also. So again, go to the background and finish this. Okay, so just change the color to maybe pink. Okay, so now you have to create two lines for the players. So I think this, yeah. Okay, so as you can see in one line, the Abby will move and in second line, the Danny will move. Just create two lines like this. Okay, and then you have to create a finishing line. So go to choose a sprite. Make sure this is a sprite. So go to choose a sprite and paint. Okay, and create a good finishing line. So I think it should be black. And inside black, you can put some white squares. You can do the design your own way. Okay, this is my finishing line. You can make your own finishing line the way you like. Okay. Okay, and I'm going to just write here finish for the user to understand. Okay, so this is my finishing line. I'm going to put it here. I'm going to change the size to maybe 70. Yeah, so Abby will also touch the finish line and Danny will also touch the finish line. Okay, so let's start our coding part. First of all, we need to code for Abby. So we'll code when green flag is clicked, we will set the position of the Abby from because it has to, start from the starting line. So go to XY, X position I'll set to -196 and Y position I'll set to -37. Okay, so this is the starting position. Now we need to wait until it is touching the finish line. Okay, so we'll put wait until from the control, wait until it is touching the sprite 3. For me, it's sprite 1 right now. So I'm just going to put touching sprite 1. If it's touching the sprite 1, you have to say that you won because it is touching the finishing line. So just say here, you won or you win. Correct? Okay, and then you can start the sound also. Okay, if you want to start any sound, you can start the sound. You can go to the sounds and you can explore some sounds. Okay, cheer. Let's play cheer sound, okay, whenever it wins. So put here cheer and then you have to make a variable. So click on make a variable and make a variable named player1. Okay, so set player1 to set player1 to 1. That means the player 1 is the winner. And then you can stop the game. So stop all. In the control, there is stop all. You can put that. And when I receive player 1, so when I receive from the control or from the events, when we put when I receive, in the message, we will put Abby. When I receive Abby, I will move 20 steps, okay? Because if I receive Abby, I have to move 20 steps. Abby has to move 20 steps. Same thing you need to do for Danny. So just drag this instructions and put it in Danny and just change few things. Now go to the Danny. Instead of Abby, just put that Danny. Okay. When I receive Danny, move 20 steps. And here, instead of player 1, you have to make a new variable, player 2. So make a variable, player 2. And choose here player 2 because this is the player 2. Danny is the player 2, right? Otherwise, everything is same for both the sprites. Here, instead of, let's put 35. And here, instead of -196, let's put -194. Okay, I think this is... Okay, so in the Danny, let's put -203. You can check here the X and Y position. You can put the same thing here. And for the Abby, I want -206. and -104. Yeah, now it's correct. Okay. So Abby and Danny. Okay. So now let's start the coding for our sprite. That is the finish line. So when green flag is clicked, uh, that is the X and Y position is good of the sprite, that is finish line. So you have to set the variable, set player 1 to 0 and set player 2 to 0, because initially player 1 and player 2 will have 0 scores, right? That's right. Now we are going to ask some questions because this is a quiz game and we need to ask some questions. So we are going to go to the backdrop and we are going to code in the backdrop. Okay, make sure you go to the backdrop and code in the backdrop for asking the questions. So how are we going to ask questions? How the computer will ask the question? Let's see. So first of all, when green flag is clicked, we need to repeat until. So put repeat until block here. Repeat until, and we need to put the OR operator. We need to repeat this step until some player is the winner. Okay. So we are going to put equal to in the first part and next equal to in the second part, like this. And in the first circle, we are going to put player 1. In the second circle, we are going to put player 2. If the player 1 is the winner or the player 2 is the winner, you have to repeat until someone is the winner. Okay. Then you have to set, we are going to make two variables, number 1 and number 2. Okay, we are going to ask some math questions. That's why we need number 1. Also, we need another variable, number 2. Okay, number 1 and number 2. You can hide number 1 and number 2. Just check out these boxes, then it will not be shown here. Okay. So now we have to set the number 1 variable. So put set number 1 to what we are going to set it to, pick random, because we want any random questions, right? We want any random numbers 1 to 12, and the same thing to repeat for number 2. Okay. So just choose your number 2. Then we have to ask the question. So go to the sensing and there is ask instruction. Put it here. What you are going to ask? So you are going to ask multiplication questions. Okay. So you need to join some numbers, number 1 and number 2. You need to join them together. Okay. So join and then put number 1 in the first part. Okay. And in the next part, again put join like this. Okay. And put multiplication sign in this part, multiply, and then again put join and put number 2 here in this part. And in this part, put equal to. Okay. So it will ask whatever two numbers, multiplication question it will ask. And then we need to check the condition. Put if then. So if, go to the operators, put equal to block here. And we need to check for the answer. So if answer equal to number 1 into number 2. So you have to put the multiplication operator here. In the first part, put number 1. Sorry, not like this. In the first circle only, you need to put number 1. In the second circle, you need to put number 2, like this. And you have to attach that inside this. Okay. So if the answer is correct, then we will broadcast message. We'll broadcast Abby, else we will broadcast. Okay, this you need to put in if and else. Okay. If else then. So go to the events, go to the control, put if then else. And just put this whole thing here. Else we will put broadcast the other player, that is Danny. Okay. So I think our game is ready. Let's check. Click on the green flag. It will ask the question. 9 into 12. So what is 9 into 12? Okay, so you have to guess the answer. What is 9 into 12? What can be 9 into 12, right? So after, calculating the answer, you have to give the correct answer. It is 108. So you have to click on the tick mark. So if the answer is 108, the Abby will move one step forward. If you give wrong answer, okay, suppose this is a wrong answer, then Danny will move one step forward. Okay, like this, both the players will move one step forward. So as soon as I give right answer, the Abby will move as soon as I give wrong answer. So let me just give wrong answer and then the Danny will move forward and it will touch the finish line. Once it will touch the finish line, it will say you win. So it's saying you win because Danny finished the line, right? Because Abby gave all the wrong answers, that's why Danny wins. If Abby will give all the correct answers, then Abby will win. Okay, this is what the game is all about. So I hope my game is clear to you. Okay, so try making this game. It's really fun. Okay, it's a two-player game and it's going to be fun when you make it. So thanks for watching this tutorial. Thank you so much. We'll meet again for our next tutorial. Stay tuned till then. Bye.